and we're on our way. Bushcraft Dads on tour. Right now on our way to Suffolk, leaving from Hertfordshire. Got about 90 miles to drive, so we've had to get up pretty early in the morning. And the weather, we are assured, is going to stay dry today. Tomorrow, however, there's going to be a storm. Now last time me and Ben made a film together, it was the beast on the east. This time it's more like the wet wind from the west. We are about to be battered by Storm Bona. Now we don't deliberately go out in storms. This was planned, let's think, about 5 or 6 weeks ago now. Booked a campsite and everything, and I am a true believer, do not let the weather change your plans. But like I say, tomorrow it is going to be pretty wet, pretty windy, but let's see how we get on. Ben, you all excited?
I'm excited, really excited.
He's excited, yeah. And we are officially in Suffolk. Peddars Way is, we reckon, about a mile. We're going to have to go on a tarmac road before we get to it. We found a convenient parking space, so we're going to gear up and get our bikes ready to go. All right.
Start the day with the right way. Egg and bacon.
Kendal mint cake. Do not leave home without it.
Yeah.
I'm just about ready to go. And have a bit more breakfast first this time now. It is 9:30, so about half an hour later than we'd hoped. But that's fine. That's I think every trip we ever do always a little bit late. 9:45 in the morning, and we have found our first acorn. So we have basically chopped off the first 2.5 miles, like you can see. And here comes Ben. We found a trail. Can I get a yay?
Yay!
Well, we are about 2.5, 3 miles into the ride. Crossed the A11, which was a lot of fun. I was hoping there'd be some kind of underpass on the A11 as it's a dual carriageway, but no, basically you take your life in your hands going across that road. The first couple of miles have been pretty hard going actually. This is the best we've seen so far. It's a kind of a stony dirt track, which is quite nice. Ben is playing with his GoPro, seeing if he can get it to work. And my mum has decided to phone me now when I'm halfway through recording. But the trick is, when bike packing, you want to get yourself into a nice steady plod, the kind of speed you can maintain for a long period of time. Otherwise you'll just wear yourself out by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that, in my opinion, that's what it's all about. A nice good steady pace you can keep up for as long as possible. Well, we have just passed the village of Thompson. We've been going for, just checking actually, just gone 11, so I guess we've been going for about an hour and a half ish, or just over an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes. Now one thing I forgot to mention, neither of us has actually bought a speedometer, which means we haven't got a mileometer either, so we've got no way of knowing how many miles we've done, which isn't really a problem. Sometimes when you can see how many miles you've done, or rather how many miles you haven't done, it can put you off a bit. That's just my personal opinion. I mean, we know what we're capable of, we're just taking short breaks and then moving on. Have bought a map, which so far I've resisted the temptation to look at. Again, if you check your map constantly, it can just be a bit tedious really. As long as the signposts are there, I prefer as much as possible just make it a nice surprise. There's no point looking at the map every 5 minutes and checking what you're about to see. So We're just going to take a short break here. I think Ben needs to remove a layer. He's came out with 3 layers on. But in fact, talking of which, the temperature I think is pretty close to perfect. It's about 14-15 degrees, slight breeze, not too much wind, which is just as well, because I think if there was wind, fairly certain it'll be coming at us. We're hoping tomorrow, well in fact we know according to the weatherman it is going to get pretty windy, and we're hoping the wind is going to be in our favour, but that's as and when. Let's get today out of the way first. And we are in North Pickenham. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we've estimated we've done roughly 1/3 of the journey that we need to do in order to get the campsite. So that's not great so far. Just stopped for a bit of lunch. We had lunch, and then I happened to mention to Ben, suppose we better do some filming then, haven't we? tell everybody how we're getting on. But yeah, been a bit of a struggle so far. I'm getting a bit low on water, but the next stop, next sizable town we're going to get to will be Castleacre, and there'll definitely be a place to get some water there, or preferably a sugary fizzy drink of some kind. So yeah, we're going to stop here for another 5 minutes, get ourselves together. We've got a nice straight bit of road coming up actually, which is nice.
Let's hope it's not uphill.
Not sure whether it's uphill.
They said Norfolk was flat.
Yeah, somebody told us Norfolk was flat. We've discovered several slight, they're not the steepest hills in the world to be fair, but yeah, definite 1 or 2 hills going on. But anyway, we are going to get ourselves together and hit the road. And we are in Little Cressingham, apparently. Got to drive carefully through the village. Just come along this main road here, which did get a bit hairy, I must admit. That's the busiest road we've been on so far. As you can see, there goes Ben, he's not even going to stop for a chat. As you can see, we're not wearing safety cycle helmets. I'm not advocating not wearing one, we just weren't planning on doing too much road riding, so we haven't bothered with them today. But we're going to head on down here, past the man with the chainsaw, have a little rest and something to eat, I think.
Right, so we have got to sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've just gained an hour of pain. And we have hit a slight problem. We are both fairly knackered. I'm very knackered and I'm complaining a lot, so I'm probably less knackered, but I'm probably complaining more, which is probably the worst thing. We've probably got about the same again to go to the campsite, Gary says. No. 2/3. Alright. That's not the problem. I could get to the campsite, that's not a problem. It's coming back tomorrow in the rain. So I suggested, well, maybe it might be a good idea if we went back to the car now rather than go there, and then we could take the car to the campsite, camp at the campsite, and then go home in the morning. Gary wants to come back in the rain tomorrow.
Well, that would have been a good idea about an hour ago. It's a problem. Had we decided that about an hour ago, we could have still made it back to the car. Now it's much further back to the car than it is to the campsite. So I am quite happy to continue on. I mean, I'm looking at pages on this map. Okay, now we stopped there for lunch. I don't know, Alf, which is coming out, and we are now there. We've got from there to there in an hour, and the campsite is there. I reckon that is under 3 hours ride, and it's 2 o'clock now. I reckon we can be there by 5 o'clock without too much trouble. The advantage we've got tomorrow is we can start earlier. We can start whatever time we like. Yes, okay, it may well be raining, it may well be blowing a gale, but the good news is the wind will most definitely be in our favour. We've had a few headwinds now, but the wind isn't too bad. So I reckon I'm
I have done things with Gary before in the past. I won't tell him about the things we've done in the past. So I know that Gary overestimates things, but I'm willing, because I'm such a good friend, to put myself through a whole world of pain, and it will be a whole world of pain, especially when it starts getting wet and there's mud in the woods and we're trying to cycle. But this is worth it, and I'll tell you why this is worth it. It's because tomorrow, when it's really nasty, I'm going to get the camera out and go, Gary, this was your idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, now, do you remember, you still recording?
Yeah.
Do you remember that lovely lunch we had earlier?
Pork pie, yeah.
I provided breakfast and lunch, okay?
Pork pie that
Now,
tasted like spam.
Napoleon, you might have heard of him.
Yeah.
He had this theory when going on a campaign.
Yeah.
Take enough provisions to keep your men happy.
Yeah.
You know, food, tobacco, alcohol. Keep them happy until such a time when the provisions have run out and things start getting bad.
Eat the men.
It's too late for them to turn back. You're too deep into the campaign and they wouldn't dare.
Have we not got any? Is this your way of telling me we've got no more food?
Oh, we got tons of food.
Oh, right. Okay.
We haven't actually eaten that much. We've still got some breakfast left.
Oh.
We've still got bacon sandwiches, and in fact, we've not really eaten a lot.
I think really Gary's probably hiding the sandwiches for later on in the night, and he's going to eat them in the middle of the night.
Well, Castle Acre is hopefully about 10-15 minutes up the road.
Should we stop talking and get on with
If we
it?
stop talking, get on with it, get to Castle Acre, get a few cans of lemonade, have lunch part 2, return over lunch so lunch strikes again, and then make it to the campsite. Tomorrow we'll have to start early. Yep.
Let's hope it's not raining.
Are you happy with that? Well, apparently it's going to rain.
Okay, alright. I'm happy because I've got a good bit of film.
Right, well, here we are. We estimate we're about 8 or 9 miles from the campsite now, and it's about 3:30 in the afternoon, so it's not too bad. I will settle for 5 o'clock at the campsite. Were the campsite not booked and paid for, especially the paid for bit, we probably would have jacked it in and found a campsite nearer, or maybe wild camp. The only problem with wild camping is we don't have sufficient food or proper cooking equipment. We're only really armed with cooking equipment to make a few cups of coffee in the morning. But there we are, we're plodding on. We've done about 3 miles on the road out of Castle Acre. We stopped in Castle Acre for a Red Bull and a quick snack. But we've done about 3.5 miles on the road. Got a bit boring, to be honest, just a dead straight road with a whole load of nothing. So it's a bit of a toss-up really. The paths are more interesting to ride on, but obviously the tarmac roads you cover a lot more ground. But I think it's fair to say Ben is struggling slightly more than me. And then, in the words of Peter Kay, it started spitting. Oh, whoops, hey, nearly went in that puddle there. How funny would that have been? Oh, how you'd laugh. Right, okay, got a slight uphill stretch. There's no way I can do it one-handed. So hopefully when I get back to you, I'll be nearer the campsite. Well, this is something we've been anticipating. In fact, I'm amazed it's the first one we spotted. It's not a tree down here, but it is a large chunk of tree. Come off the main branch there, which is kind of annoying. But there we are, at least it's only one. If only I'd bought my Boreal 21-inch bow saw. I told you about it. I actually thought of bringing it. I thought just in case there's a tree down, but
would you really have cut through this?
No. I would only have cut through. It's a very small tree and was literally blocking the path. There is I did climb through like you are now, but there is a way round that people have fashioned. But yeah, this is the downside of bike packing, of course.
But to be fair, this is the first one.
Well, yeah, I was just saying, I was anticipating finding some of these, but there we are. I'm sure some.
I'm trying to think of a tree-related joke, but I can't.
Yeah.
Gwen has gone to sleep.
No.
Oh,
What about...
I bet Paul will be laughing at this. Eh?
Oh, Paul. Brother-in-law Paul. Well, almost. My kind of brother-in-law Paul, yeah. Paul Jessup. Got to say hello to him. He's been looking forward to our next film since the last one we made. So, yeah. Shout out to him. In fact, we've got a few shout outs to do, but we'll get to that later. But there we are. There is a way round there.
Oh, thanks,
You can.
Gary.
Well, no, I didn't do that. I didn't spot it. I didn't see it on the way in, but
But you saw it.
I did see it. Yeah.
The other side, and you didn't
You
tell
can.
me.
I didn't tell you. Well, I had to climb over, so I thought it's fair you did as well. Yeah, you can make like a buffalo girl and go around the outside. But there we are. Look, and there's Norfolk.
Oh look, loads of plastic bags in this.
Oh, plastic bags in the field. Yeah. Always improve the landscape.
Look,
But
it's corn, though.
all in all, we're loving Norfolk though. This is good. There is corn. I very much doubt it's ready though. Try that on the way tomorrow.
Corn. We're growing corn at home.
You're growing corn at home?
Yeah.
Ben's growing corn at home, everybody.
Yeah, we've got eight bits of corn. And
Alright.
we've got about 3, 4.
Is that enough to see you through the winter without starving? Right, anyway, can't stand around waffling all day. Let's go do some cycling. And this is where, for the time being at least, we say goodbye to the Peddars Way. And if my calculations are correct, I'm technically pointing the wrong way, our campsite should be somewhere up there. And my calculations have done reasonably okay today. Wouldn't you say they've done okay? Yeah, we're here, aren't we? All we got to do is look out for a windmill. We're staying at a campsite called Bircham Mill. It should be, I'm doing it again, I'm pointing the wrong way. Should be that way. Okay, yeah, I'm not thinking in reverse. So yeah, hopefully, I'm not sure how far away, hopefully less than a mile. So we're going to get there. And we'll let you know when we do. Well, the good news is, we've made it all the way to our campsite. You can see some of the campsite here, but how cool is this? When in Norfolk, stay by a windmill. I have to say, this is a lovely little spot. It really is. Ben has just gone over to the campsite owner. We're going to negotiate leaving some kit here tomorrow, riding back luggage free, and then coming back to get it in the afternoon. I think that'll make life a hell of a lot easier. The other idea we had, which we'll probably do if we can't leave the stuff here, is just to stash the stuff in the woods, because I think tomorrow is going to be a tough one. But for now, we are here, and this is just, let's say, fantastic little spot. It's Bircham Mill, it's called, obviously because there's a windmill there. Tiny little campsite, it really is. I mean, you could probably count the pitches. I think, well, pitch number 13 I can see over there. Not too many other people camping. A few people over there. It's tough enough to wave it. I won't film them too much. They've got children, and you can get into trouble for doing that. But yeah, it is lovely here. I mean, they've got some other things for hire. I'll show you here. A couple of shepherd's huts there. You can see both of them. Can't quite see. One might be behind me. Yeah, you've got shepherd's huts for hire. I think they are £65 a night. Now, I did consider staying in one of them. Yeah, I know, all romantic like, but get enough of the Brokeback Mountain jokes. So, no, we thought we'd do camping instead. I mean, this is by far and away the least bushcrafty film we've made so far, either of us. Nothing to do with bushcraft whatsoever, really. No knives, no saws, no dogs, no children, no nothing. But yeah, the only thing vaguely bushcrafty about it is the fact that we're camping. But it's been good. Ben has struggled a bit. I've been the fitter one, which is a surprise to me. I have to say, I've not done much cycling this year. Done a hell of a lot of walking since I had this thing fitted. But we're here now. We're going to pitch our tents. And then what I will be doing is a full review on the campsite. Is it any good? First impressions, fantastic, interesting feature, obviously with the windmill. Flat ground, nice and quiet, pub nearby. The only other vitally important criteria, are the showers any good? So we will let you know about that later. But for now, time to get the tents up. And here we are. Let's go back a bit. All set up. I bought my trusty Van Gogh tent with me. Van Gogh Spectra 200. Love that thing. I've not had it out for a while actually. It has been a bit unloved since I discovered tarps and making formations that, as I'm sure you all know, I clearly need a bit more practice with. And over here, Ben, tell us all about your setup.
Well, this actually isn't my tent.
It is your tent.
No, it's not my tent. My son, excuse me, I'm eating. My son informed me that it was his tent since we went camping in the back garden last Christmas, and it was -3. After that, ever since that, it's been his tent.
Yeah.
When I got it down out the loft, he said, "Daddy, you're not taking my tent."
Has he got any legal basis for claiming it? This is what I'm wondering, you know.
Everything that is mine is his.
Right. Okay. Well, there we are. Well, Zephan, if you're watching this, which he probably will be, Zephan. Well, you better thank him for letting him.
Thank you, son, for letting me use your tent.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have done.
There you are. Now, Zephan, he has admitted it's yours on film now. Anyway, Ben is sporting a lovely new airbed. One that I'm not familiar with. Would you like to drag it out so we can have a little look?
No, not really.
No? Okay. Well, anyway. This is Ben's lovely new airbed. It's one of these ones with the old pockets. That's the word I was looking for. Pockets. Yeah. There we go. That's Ben's kit explosion in a tent. Always similar one in my tent right now. Now another plus point for this campsite. Over there. There it is. The table and chairs, which is very handy. That is a real godsend when you're in cycling all day or walking all day. Not tonight. We are going to the pub. Now we're wondering, Ben's had a look in at the pub because we asked directions to make sure it was going the right way, and it looks a bit posh.
It does look a bit posh.
Now
normally I wouldn't be dressed so, I must admit, this is my mechanic's coat. Yeah, so I'm not a mechanic. I try to be a mechanic, but my coat, this is my mechanic's coat, and it's just lovely and warm. So we're a little bit worried about me going into the pub tonight because
I'll go in the pub first. I look after decent tonight with me.
Well, we won't see you because you're camouflaged.
Oh yeah, the old pub. But yeah, I was thinking about there's a cornfield over the back here. I was just thinking there must be some scenes out of a horror movie where something comes lurking out of the corn in the middle of the night, but hopefully that won't happen. But anyway, we are going to getting on. We're going to go straight to the pub, and because it looks like the kind of place where tables will be booked up. But
Buddy.
No one's going to get that joke except you. Every time I send Ben a bit of film, BenTube film, I tend to be walking my dog. My dog always goes walking off, end up having to shout the dog back. That's why he's shouting, buddy. Anyway, I think we've talked enough about this place and about tents, so to the pub. It's 8:30. We've been to the pub and back. What's the pub called? The King's Head? Yeah. I was just checking. Pub called the King's Head, roughly 20-minute walk from here. The walk looks worse than it is. I tend to prefer walking to the pub rather than doing more cycling on days like this. So yeah, 20-minute walk to the pub. Word of warning though, it is a little bit posh. As far as we can tell, there are only 2 tables you can eat at without booking. We were told you can't eat in sort of half of the pub.
However, the pub food is absolutely incredible, and the service is also absolutely incredible as well.
Yeah, if you're planning on staying here and you go to the pub, it might be advisable to book a table just to be on the safe side. But this this campsite just gets better and better.
Yeah, to be honest, you could come here and you wouldn't have to bring a tent as well because they have shepherd's huts here. Which if you want to pay a little bit more, how much were they?
They were 65 quid to hire a shepherd stuff. I mentioned this earlier.
Did you?
I mentioned
Was
this.
I asleep?
No, you were off negotiating about leaving the stuff behind. I mentioned this earlier, but obviously the Brokeback Mountain jokes would be in abundance, you know. Two fully grown men staying in a shepherd's hut.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an idea. Would have saved bringing tons of camping
Well, I
gear.
wasn't necessarily thinking about us. I was thinking about, you know, if you're going to take your wife or something like
But,
that. I know my wife would like it.
Yeah, but yeah, Bircham Windmill. It's got a fantastic little site. They charge £18 for a pitch. You get 2 small tents on one pitch, so £9 each. That's pretty good. Like I say, cannot fault it. We haven't tested out showers yet, but they do look pretty good quality. Now we're debating whether this storm tomorrow is actually going to turn up. I can't remember the name of it. Storm, beginning with a B.
Bastard.
No, Storm Brenner or something like that. It just doesn't feel like stormy weather at all. There's no wind out there whatsoever. It's actually a reasonably good sunset. Red sky at night, shepherd's pie for tea, you know the well-known saying. All in all, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Ben has struggled slightly more than me, it's fair to say.
But I was just saying to Gary earlier on that I sit in an office all day, and Gary's a white van driver, so he's up and around all day, and I sit and drink coffee all day. So
You're just lazy, basically.
Yeah, that's right.
But I have brought with me, got me done, victory dance. Had this little bottle of brandy, sitting around for way too long. Ben doesn't drink, which is a shame. He's allowed to drink it on myself. But yeah, like I say, big up this campsite. Cannot find fault with it whatsoever. Before anybody asks, no, they don't have electric hookup. But we knew that before we got here, and we didn't need it anyway. That is the only possible downside for posh campers.
And they do have a farm, which is a petting farm, and you can go up the windmill. Did you say that?
Yeah, no. The windmill shuts at 5, about 30 seconds before we got here, and opens up again at 10 in the morning, which is no use to us whatsoever. And I think they charge about £5 to go up the windmill.
Yeah, it's
sort
sort of understandable.
Yeah.
They've got to have some hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't really bothered about seeing the windmill. It's sort of funny, right? But yeah, I think they charge about £5 to go in the farm. So obviously, if you're camping here, that is in with the price of your camping. So yeah, it's all good. But anyway, well, I think we've said just about enough. We are going to call it a night.
Yeah.
But Ben could have gone to sleep. I said, well, we got to come and check out this game film and do a bit more filming and do some kind of update. But yeah, it's been.
I could have gone to sleep the moment I put my tent on.
You needed something to eat. But yeah, I'm going to have my victory dance. So cheers, everybody. We'll catch you in the morning. Wow. Sure you don't want some?
No.